A new Economist YouGov poll has a really, really sad fact for Democrats that I want to share with you. So, when asked, Russia tampered with vote tallies to help Donald Trump. So, is that true? Is it true that, quote, Russia tampered with vote tallies to help Donald Trump? What percentage of Democrats said yes, that happened? 50%. 50%. Now, I hate to say I told you so, except I don't. And I'm going to say it. I told you so. How many times did I say that the framing of the conversation on Russia was complete and utter bullshit, and it was misleading on purpose, and they were trying to imply something that they knew wasn't true? How many times did you see the headline, or did you see the phrase repeated, Russia hacked the election? Russia hacked the election. Russia hacked the election. I'm not sure I saw a single outlet that didn't portray it as Russia hacked the election. So remember, the CIA, so trustworthy with their death squads, the CIA and their torture, and the list goes on and on of how untrustworthy they are. The CIA said, from anonymous sources, we know that Russia hacked the election. But when you read deeper into those claims, all they're claiming is they say Russia gave the emails, the DNC emails, to WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks obviously released them. Now, Julian Assange says that's not true. My source is not Russia. So I don't know who to believe. And by the way, I mean, I tend to trust the CIA a lot less than I trust Julian Assange. Julian Assange has earned my trust. The CIA has not. So, but that's neither here nor there. I'll just say I'm agnostic on it. I don't know who did it. But having leaked emails from the DNC being given to a genuine, news outlet, a place that actually does investigative journalism, and then they run with information that we should know, that is fundamentally different than Russia hacking the election, tampering with vote tallies as they asked in this question. They didn't do that. Nobody's claiming they did that. There's just a misleading implication that they did that because they're trying to red bait and they're trying to make Democrats go, oh, deflect and obfuscate from Hillary's loss, blame everybody else but Hillary, so blame Jill Stein, blame Gary Johnson, blame Bernie Bros, blame sexism, blame the FBI, blame James Comey, blame Russia, the Kremlin, Putin. That's what this is. So because of the Democrats are willing, they want to believe that it's somebody other than Hillary Clinton's fault, 50% of them go, yeah, Russia, quote, tampered with vote tallies. What the fuck? What, did people from the Russian army sit down at the table or, go to the machines and start changing the vote tallies? Nobody's even claiming they did that. Again, the hacking the election is they got DNC emails, gave them to WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks released them. Allegedly they did that. And by the way, that's something we should have known anyway. Whether Russia did the hacks or not, we should have known that. I mean, those things, in my opinion, that should be part of transparency laws. Like, you know how after a while government emails are declassified? Well, they're declassified because you fund the government. You're their boss. So you have a right. See, oh, what are you doing with my money in my name? Well, I'm going to get to see it. Let me see the records. So they declassify the emails after a while. Why shouldn't the same rules apply to candidates who are running for office, but also to the DNC and the RNC, these giant political arms that are trying to get people elected? Of course it should apply to them. So those are things we should have seen anyway. But so now this gross framing of they're just pretending when they say, oh yeah, Russia hacked the election. Stop using that phrase. It's massively misleading. What you should say is, whenever you want to talk about it, Russia allegedly gave DNC emails to WikiLeaks. That's what it should be. Now, that might be clunky, and you could clean it up a little bit and shorten it a little bit. But to say Russia hacked the election leaves the implication that they tampered with vote tallies and they changed the result. And that's nowhere near true. But because it's been so misleading and the media's got just fucking hook, line, and sinker, they've all ran with this. They've all been duped. Or they're doing it on purpose. But because of that, now 50% of Democrats are like, yes, I'm an idiot. Yes, I'm an ignorant fuckhead, and I believe the most absurd conspiracy theory. If 50% of Republicans believed the opposite. Let's say 50% of Republicans believed in 2012 because Obama's rhetoric was much more soft on Russia than Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney said, we're back in the Cold War, and Obama said, the 1980s called, they want their foreign policy back. So they worked with Putin at the time, and they were much more, open to keeping the lines of communication there. So imagine if in 2012, 50% of Republicans said, oh, the 2012 election was hacked and Russians tampered with the vote tally to give it to Obama. What would the Democratic response be? We'd all laugh in their fucking face. Like, are you kidding me? That's how much you want to deflect and obfuscate and rationalize the loss of Mitt Romney, that you're going to say Russia tampered with the vote tally to give it to the candidate, to give it to the Democrat. Are you mental? That's what we would have said. But now the Democrats believe it, and now you're ashamed if you don't believe it. When again, if you bother to read the fucking stories, the strongest claim that's made is very simply they gave the emails to WikiLeaks. Information we should have known either way. And notice, this entire conversation also, takes away from the conversation we should be having, which is what was in the fucking emails. What was in the emails? What was in the emails is they were tipping the scales against Bernie Sanders from the beginning. They were working overtime for Hillary Clinton behind the scenes. Debbie Wasserman Schultz would call up media organizations to say, you're being a little tough on Hillary and me. How about you reel it in a little bit? How about I call your boss? She did this with MSNBC. They celebrated, yes, we need more closed primaries. Isn't it better when fewer people vote? Isn't that great when we chip away at democracy? Why did they say that? Because when there's closed primaries, it's only Democrats voting in the Democratic primary, and that means Hillary Clinton's more likely to win. So fuck the millennials, fuck the independents. We don't want their vote because, hey, it's more likely that we'll win if they don't vote. They tried to hide the debate so Bernie Sanders had a less chance of winning. They fucked with the voting times in different states and in pro-Bernie districts that they knew were pro-Bernie districts in more rural areas. They cut the time at the last second. We learned that Donna Brazile leaking questions to Hillary Clinton. There's so much damning shit in the emails. They're not discussing that. Nobody in the media is, okay, yeah, look, this is bad. Hey, Hillary said I should have public positions and private positions, and they should be different. Tell the people what they want to hear, and then tell the donors what they want to hear behind the scenes, and that's what I really believe, what the donors want. We're not having that conversation. The media's not having that conversation because they're too busy implying that Russia stole the election for Trump, and then 50% of Democrats go, yes, Russia tampered with vote tallies to help Donald Trump win. A flat-out conspiracy theory. 100% pure conspiracy theory. Alex Jones-level garbage. Now, obviously, this is the one conspiracy Alex Jones doesn't believe because it would be something that makes Trump look bad, and Alex Jones wants to slowly masturbate Trump under the moonlight. But this is a democratic belief that is unquestionably a conspiracy, based on no evidence whatsoever, and half of them. And this goes back to something I've been saying throughout the election season. I know other people have been mentioning this as well. My buddy Jimmy Dore has brought up this point on his own show. I learned this election that about half of Democrats are on the right side, in quotes there, by accident. By accident. So they're not actually, it's not like they had voted for Obama in 2008 because they care so deeply about the different political issues and helping people and changing the policies we have in this country for the better to help the American people. They're not married to the idea of, hey, the evidence shows single-payer health care is better for everybody. Let's do that. Hey, the evidence shows we should do universal college. That should be funded by tax dollars. We should copy other modern nations and do that. Hey, we should push for paid vacation days by law because every other modern nation has that. Hey, we should raise the minimum wage because it's the right thing to do for workers. They don't care about the policy substance. They're playing for a team. That's all it is. So, hey, I'm a Democrat. It's like if you're a sports fan. Hey, I'm a Knicks fan. So whatever they do, hey, I'm just going to defend them. That's my people. That's my team. I'm on their side. I'm on their side. That's it. That's the end of the conversation. So there are 50% of Democrats. That's what they are. I don't care, good arguments, bad arguments, reason, logic, rationality, actual policy substance. I don't care about any of that. If I got to be a hypocrite to meet my partisan ends, so be it. I'll be a hypocrite. if I gotta obfuscate and deflect and dodge and rationalize our losses and make shit up, I'll do it. Because all I care about, I'm just a partisan hack. That's all I care about. So I don't care about being intellectually honest. I don't care about the actual policy and making people's lives better. I'm on the right side by accident. And now it shows. The people who supported Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders in the primary. That makes less than no sense. You're going to support a candidate who voted for the Iraq War over one who didn't. You're going to support a candidate who voted for the Patriot Act, which got fucking shredded the Constitution and took a shit on it. You're going to vote for that person over Bernie fucking Sanders, who didn't vote for it. That's what you're going to do? You're going to vote for the person who took over $600,000 for a couple speeches at Goldman Sachs? You're going to vote for the person who's raised, between her and Bill, over $3 billion from special interests in their careers? That's who you're going to vote for? You're going to vote for the person who finally came out in favor of gay marriage in 2013 over somebody for decades who was arguing for gay rights in Washington before it was even a thing, before anybody had the concept of gay rights. He was out there arguing for them. So it's not a question. If you care about the issues, it's obviously Bernie Sanders over Hillary Clinton. It's not even close. There's no counter argument if you actually care about progressive policy positions. But that's what it is. 50% of the Democratic base. It's not about policy. It's not about making people's lives better. It was about, I'm playing for a team. That's the A-list celebrity. It's her turn. So fuck reason, fuck logic, fuck policy, fuck not being corrupt. Let's go with the corrupt insider who represents the establishment, who has a shitty voting record, who's really not progressive, over the person who's the right person. 50% of the Democratic Party, 50% of Democrats can piss off. I got no interest in you. You're on the right team by accident. You're not going to be principled. You're not going to stick to your guns when the going gets tough. So, it's your turn to step aside, bitch. That's what it is. It's your turn to step aside. You had your shot and you lost. And you're going to keep losing if you go in your direction. Now it's our time. Now it's the time for real liberals, real progressives, real policy wonks to step up and show you how it's done. You guys can go sit outside. You guys can go, you guys can go sit in the corner. Sit in the corner while you meditate on this thing that you think is a fact. That Russia tampered with vote tallies to help Donald Trump. You keep screaming about Russia until the next election. We'll be out there actually trying to make people's lives better. And we'll see which side wins.